All right, fans, with us today, he is one of the baddest small tire, no prep racers east of the Mississippi. He is the driver of the Fox Body Copper Toe Mustang. Ladies and gentlemen, from Raleigh, North Carolina, I give to you Turbo John.
Woo! What's up? What's up? What's up? How are you?
Great, man. How's it going, my friend?
Man, we are struggling. We're on the struggle bus, but we are going to the biggest race I've ever been in. So I'm on the struggle bus, tired, but we got like 4 hours to go on the drive, and then we get to relax a little bit before tomorrow. Tomorrow's the big day, the big dance.
Yes, awesome. As you all know here on the Eeez N Beez Podcast, we brought in the small tire racer, Turbo John, who, like he said, is heading to the world's largest small tire race this year, $100,000 payout, Crossville, Tennessee. And what we're going to do today is we're going to dive into a little bit of Turbo John's life, find out what makes him tick, and find out what it's going to take to win that big pot. All right, fans, here, let's get right to it, John. Tell my fans and listeners out there, how long have you been racing?
Man, I started racing. So I am 46 years old, and I started racing when I was 16 years old. When I got my first car, it was a 1984 Trans Am, and of course it was a little 305, and we started pepping them up. Before that, I mean, racing was not in my family at all, and somehow I just fell into it and started tinkering and started blowing stuff up. And quickly, my dad, I could only get by with it a few times of, okay, well, we need to rebuild the motor again. I don't know what happened. I was just leaving the stoplight. That only worked a few times. And so then quickly he was like, "Are you drag racing this thing?" And I was like, "Yes." And he was like, "Well, that's fine, but you're going to have to work on it." So, I just started working on it. I couldn't afford to pay the mechanics. And so that's how we got started. And I quickly progressed from the Trans Am with a 350 in it. I got one of my buddies bought a Mustang, and it was a 91 GT. It legit, he done the standard mods, Flow Masters, turned the timing up to 14 degrees, put a K&N air filter on it, and he smoked me. And so then I was like, I got to have a Mustang. And so it's been Mustang world ever since. And so, man, we've been killing it, though. It's fun. It's always been a hobby. When I first got out of college, me and a few of my buddies, we opened a speed shop, and we were in Myrtle Beach. So Myrtle Beach was, Myrtle Beach is Myrtle Beach. It was fun. And so, but not a lot of drag racing happening there. And so the shop was making some decent money, but it was self-sufficient. I was the main mechanic. My buddies were there helping me, but I was the one that had a little bit more mechanical ability than they did. And it didn't take but about 2 years, and I realized I didn't want to be a mechanic. I was like, that is not what my intent was when we opened a speed shop. And so, it's one of those things. So we shut down the shop. I got a real job. And so through that whole series of time, getting a real job, been doing my career stuff now for 21 years, but I have not stopped drag racing at all. It's always been an awesome hobby. Luckily, I've got some good supports. I've got my wife, Kelly, and Chase. They're over here now. So she allows me, and Chase helps me out. And I say that because, a lot of people give me crap. They're like, "Oh, you got to ask your wife." I'm like, "Well, you don't gonna skip you. I mean, we got a joint account. So when I need to go grab $1,000 out of the account, I need to let her know." Right, Kelly?
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
And so having to do that has put me on a budget. And I've always been budget minded because I've always made very little money. And so, not having a ton of money, you got to make smart choices. And so I research a lot. I do a lot of stuff, luckily, the internet, there's tons of information out there. And there's a lot of people that will share little tidbits of information with you. And so you just got to go hunt it. You got to go find it. And then when you get something, when you pull the trigger, and maybe you made the wrong choice, maybe it's not quite as good as you had hoped, then you still, in my case, I would make it work. And over the years, it's amazing how everything has progressed. And you're able to take the same combination, instead of changing heads, instead of changing the building blocks of your motor, of your combination. If you tweak it, you can go fast. And people really don't understand. I see people all the time, they'll have a decent starting platform and then it doesn't go as fast as they want right off the bat. So they throw in the towel on that and then they change heads or change, the crankshaft to get more cubic inches. It amazes me, the people that, they do that. And there's a lot of people that it works for, but there's also a lot of people that ends up biting them in the butt. They get in that vicious cycle of, okay, let's just keep throwing money at it. And that's one of the things that, doesn't often work out.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of my favorite things about you, Turbo John. Following your channel, and folks, if you're listening, go make sure you give him a follow on YouTube. That's Turbo John Racing. One of my favorite things of you is, you're so humble and you're at the track. You're always trying to get faster, just like everybody else. But you will take the time out of your day to go help somebody else get faster. You know what I mean? That's one thing that I like about you, Turbo John. But I got to know this. What's your favorite thing about small tire racing?
Man, small tire racing is challenging. We started off, we were on slicks, and probably about 6 or 7 years ago, 8 years ago, the radial stuff started popping off pretty good. And so with the radial racing, I hate to say it now, but radial racing is all about how much money you are going to spend. And unfortunately, that takes a lot of budget classes, budget racers, and it puts them at a huge disadvantage. And so the radial racing is where we started off. And we did Ultra Street, we did Real Street, we did some of the local stuff back when it was like 510s, 520s. And, as it progressed, it was still fast. It was fun. But the radials just drive perfectly straight. It was a couple years ago, 3 years ago, I started looking at the small tire no prep, the small tire front of the track back on slicks. And it's just one of those things that was more in my budget. There again, being a budget racer, I didn't have the cash to be able to go 420s or 430s, right off the bat. And so it's one of those things. It's fun. That I'll never forget though. The first time I started doing it, Billy the Kid from Street Racing Channel, I watched him wheel that thing down through there on a no prep, and he was just in there driving the wheels off of that thing. And I was like, and then you can see the outside and it's all skatey around. And I'm like, these guys are crazy. I'm like, they are crazy. I can't do it. And I put a set of slicks on it. And within the first outing, the first pass, I was scared to death. We were at Rockingham, front of the track, no prep. And I snapped the button. And when I let go of the button, it went down through there, and it was moving around a little bit, but I was mentally prepared for it. And so, it worked out, and I was like, oh, this is not as bad as I remember. Because at one point I was trying to do the slicks and the radials, and it's a whole different setup. And so it's just one of those things. Small tire, especially no prep, is very challenging because the surface is the equalizer a lot of times, so it's not about who's got the most money. And the first no prep race I ever went to was Dig or Die down at 710. And it was back at a track. It was asphalt. I was on the Hoosier. I haven't completely
start.
Yeah, I hadn't completely left my radial roots at the moment. I had Hoosier radials on it, and that back of the track with all asphalt, it was fast. And so it was fast. It went down through there, but within the first 2 hours of seeing the cars in person and seeing what was there, I was like, these are my people. I was like, it's like that song, that country song. These are my people. Yes. And I mean, because half of the freaking cars didn't have no front ends on them. A lot of them were beat up from where they've crashed. I mean, and you look at my car, I mean, it's a piece of crap. I spray bomb it. I don't even take it. My buddy, my best friend, Brian, one of my good best friends, he freaking owns a paint and body shop. And so, and I spray paint my car, and it drives him crazy. He painted it for me one time, and it quickly got destroyed. And I'm like, dude, I just don't want to take the time to keep it nice. And, and he wants to paint it to make it nice. But I don't
know. I'm kind of liking how it is. I think it gives a character, in my opinion. I think that the copper tone collar right now is perfect for what you got going on.
Yeah, it's fun, man. It is so exciting. The back of the track stuff, man, it's just awesome. That's all I can say. It's awesome. It's most of the people there, 99% of the racers are all like me. They're budget racers. They are out there to have a good time, have fun. And, you know, it's all about trying to make your piece of junk go down through there when there's nothing on the road. It is freaking crazy. It's good stuff, man. Good stuff.
All right, Turbo. Let's change it up a gear here. Let's switch it over. Let me ask you a couple fun ones. How about this? The movie of your life is coming out tomorrow.
Right.
Who's playing you and what's the name of it?
Man, who's playing me? What would be a good name? The movie of my life. Probably the movie of my life is, if it's dealing with drag racing, it's going to be How to Go Fast on a Budget is going to be the name of the movie. Nice. And how to go fast, how to turn, well, another good one, how to turn chicken shit into chicken salad, I guess. That would be,
how about fast and cheap?
Fast and cheap. Yeah, there you go.
Kelly. Yeah.
So the person that is playing me, man, I don't know. Dean Kearns, I don't know.
Okay.
Stinky Pink. Well, gee, I don't know. Clearly I don't have much time to watch movies. My buddy Randy is a big movie buff, and so any movie that he's like, did you see this movie? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
I mean, you could have said Brad Pitt, anybody, you know, but that's all right.
Have you seen my figure compared to Brad Pitt? I'm just saying. I am supposed to be on a diet. We just left Arby's though.
Right. All right. How about this one?
All right.
If you could be anything in the world other than a race car driver, what would you be?
Man, I have honestly, so my career path that I chose, I'm a health inspector, so I do restaurant inspections. And honestly, there's not much I would change. I mean, I've never had a day at work that I didn't want to go to work because of work. I've had lots of days I didn't want to go to work because I was trying to do drag racing. And, you know, often work gets in the way of my drag racing hobby. That's what I was telling my supervisor the other day. I was like, work is getting in the way of my hobby. I mean, opposite way. But yeah, I mean, it's been awesome, dude. It's been a good ride. My plan, the ultimate thing though, is to retire soon and take full-time YouTube, and then I can travel the country. I can talk to other racers and give them some spotlight and just travel and drag race. I don't know if Kelly's kind of on board with that.
I'm on board with that.
Me too.
We're going to have to upgrade. The other motto I have is everything I have is junk. And so we're going to have to upgrade some of the junk. But other than that, I mean, it's, you know, dude, it's been awesome.
I got you. All right. So with the come up that you're traveling to this weekend, being such a big race and so many of the big name hitters going to be there, Turbo, what would you be happy with coming out of there finishing? I mean, obviously we know winning the whole thing. That's a given. But let's just say, what would you personally, if you did not win it, coming out of this weekend, what would you be happy with?
It's an honor for me to even be able to go. And honestly, this was an invitational race only. It was $1,000 buy-in. With my budget and with my money, I couldn't do it. I didn't even know I was coming to this race until about 2 weeks ago, before the race got canceled, because this is a reschedule from weather. One of my buddies, Wes Clapp, he actually runs the track up there at Crossville. I've raced with him for quite a while, but you know, we're not real close friends. But his car, he bought a spot and his car was not going to be able to make it. And so he hit me up. And so we worked out a deal, and I'm taking his spot. He literally hit me up like a week ahead of time and was like, man, he's like, my car's not going to make it. He was like, how about if you come and we'll take your spot and we'll just split our winnings. So if we can at least win some money, get travel money, you know, the $1,000 or so that's going to cost me to get there and get his entry fee back. Anytime I can go home with not spending money to go to the race, that's a win for me. And anything past that is good. Now they're paying back 8 spots. It is $100,000 to win. It's $50,000 for second place. Third and fourth is 25. And I think 5th through 8th is going to be $8,000 or $10,000 a spot. So ideally, since it's going to pay back that far, I need to get 8th place. Right, and then that way we can go. And that's what it's funny. We'll get to a drag race, man. And this is going to be no different. If I make it down, I always make it past that first round is always the hardest part. You know, you always get nerves. You always, you know, it's just always, you ain't got to race for 8 cars to get to the finals. But that first one is always a challenge. My ultimate goal is to always make it past first round, not be that first round duck. But you know, that's the ultimate goal. If I can make it through, which there's some hitters, man. There ain't gonna be a lot of ducks out here. My car is definitely capable of going fast and is capable of, you know, taking a win as long as I don't do anything stupid, which I do stupid stuff all the time. And that's the problem. And so it's going to be especially challenging. My crew is with me today. So Kelly and Chase and Wes, luckily he's a racer. And so he's going to be helping out. And I got some people that, you know, they subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and they come and they're going to pitch in and help too. My normal crew guys that normally help me. I mean,
Melvin,
this is last minute.
Randy and everybody, they probably couldn't make it last second.
Yeah,
huh?
That's right. And it's a haul. It's 500 miles from my house to the track. And so, you know, they're just not going to be able to make it. And that's what, you know, it is what it is. So I'm going to be more, the duties. That's what I was talking to Randy last night. The duties that they normally do in between rounds. Now I've got to do my normal duties that I do plus theirs. So hopefully I don't miss anything. Hopefully, you know, I'm able to make it work out. But yeah, if we can just get past first round, I'm good. If we make it down to 16 cars, I can promise you I'm going to be trying to get entry money back for those guys. I'm always talking about a split. I'm like, hey guys,
I know you are. I know you.
Yeah. I know sometimes I throw it on the film, but sometimes I don't. Yeah. But you know, and ultimately, most people always want to split some, and that's what I try to get. I mean, you get down to, you know, 9th through 16th. If you can get your entry fee back, your $1,000, that's a win. You know?
Getting some kind of money in your pocket kind of makes you feel a lot better than nothing.
That's right. And that's what I'm always trying to do.
All right, Turbo. Well, I will hold you out here very much longer. I got 2 more for you, and then I'll turn the tables over to you. I got to know, though, you're making breakfast tomorrow for any race car driver or race team. Who you making it for, and what are we having?
Man. Okay. So it depends on if I'm going to be able to get some information from these drivers. If they are going to be sharing a little bit of information, then I'm going to have a stack full. So I'm going to have Ryan with the Firebird. He's going to be at my table. I'm going to have Kendall Goins with the Skinnies Camp. They're going to be there. And then Patches and Willie Dynamite from Team Denver and Bradshaw Denver Tuned. That's who we're going to have those cats at our table. Bobby Parks will be as strong. No, Bobby Parks is going to be there too. Man, everybody's going to be there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get any food or not. But yeah, it's going to, that's who I would have all the people that are going to share a little bit of, give me some little tidbits of information.
Awesome. All right. Well, let me ask you this. We're just going to say you're in the finals tomorrow night, Crossville, Tennessee. You can handpick whoever you want. Who do you want to beat for that $100,000?
Man, I would love, all those people I just said. And there's another racer, Clint, that has the King Turtle. It's the Blazer, the green Blazer. He's awesome. That thing just freaking rides out. It doesn't matter to me who's in the other lane. Hopefully all my friends are there. Jarrett, whoever's there, I want to get the win. I have lost to all those cats. I've lost to every one of them. And so hopefully if we got to the final against any of those cats, they're going to say, oh man, it might be his turn. And so, but any of them, dude, a final race with anybody, with me in the finals, I would be ecstatic.
Well, I know this, buddy. We're going to be keeping our eyes peeled, pulling for you very hard over here at the Eeez N Beez. But before I let you go, I got to know this. When it's all said and done, what do you want the Turbo John legacy to be?
Man, the biggest thing that I have always, prior to YouTube, is I like to share information. I like helping people go fast with less. And so that's my deal. And that's the reason Kelly convinced me to start the YouTube channel, is because I'm constantly helping people, the best that I can do. And I'm not perfect. I'm not a professional tuner. I'm not a professional chassis guy, but just for my legacy to say, man, Turbo John, he really helped me make my car go faster, whether it was just a little tidbit of information or a whole big deal. I mean, that's what I live for, is making other people go faster, especially when I'm racing against them. Because who wants to outrun somebody that's having problems? You want to outrun somebody. I mean, I'm your best friend back there, but when we do the burnouts and we strap them down, I mean, I want to cut your head off and, and make you take the L. But ultimately, I want you to have a good, safe race. I want you to be fast. There's no need to be able to, make it more difficult than it is, though. I mean, it's fun, man. I enjoy it.
Well, I think you're well on your way, my friend. With your heart and all the kind things that you do, you've got a good jump start. Like I said, it's been an honor and pleasure having you here on the Eeez N Beez, taking time out of your day for the biggest, baddest race going down this weekend. Like I said, we're going to be pulling for you here. Cannot wait to see how things shake down. But before I let you go, buddy, I'm going to turn it over to you so you can let all my fans and listeners out there know where they can find you at.
All right, guys, I appreciate it. Go. YouTube is the best place. Turbo John Racing. We've been doing it for almost 3 years now, 2.5 years. So it's really fun. It's really enjoyable. I enjoy sharing. I don't like the no time world as much as I wish the clocks were on. I know that can't happen at the back of the track. I wish I could share more information on ETs, but go to turbojohnracing.com, hit that subscribe button. You see little tidbits. Sometimes you get a lot of information. We have a members only chat that we do on Wednesday nights with our YouTube stuff. I share a lot of information on that because it's a pretty small group. Anybody can join. I probably got some people I haven't even looked. That's probably a good point. I need to go look and see who's all on there. As far as members, I probably got some good friends on there that watch just to see my numbers, because I do share numbers on that thing. But Turbo John Racing on Facebook as well. We're on there, and we man, that's it. That's the reach of our social media. We do a little bit of Instagram, a little bit of TikTok, but I'm not real computer savvy, honestly.
TurboJohnRacing.com for merch.
Oh yeah, look, Kelly just plugged.
There you go,
and
girl.
TurboJohnRacing.com for merch. See, I suck at this whole.
You got a good team. You got a good support team, my man. Well, thank you so much once again, folks. Check him out. That's Turbo John from North Carolina. Go get him this weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Later.
Yeah.